Welcome guys, this is Cindy coming back at you from Chopwood Creations. Today I'm going to show you how to do a mixed media page using just items you probably have around your house. And sorry, my camera is acting up on me. Items you have around your house, and a few dollar store trinkets like these little pearls. These are stickers. I've got some other stickers here. So these are from the dollar store, and they're beautiful to use on these. So normally I would start with a digital paper, but I wanted to do a page so everybody could do a page. So I've started with just a white piece of copy paper. I think this is 24 pound, but you can use regular copy paper. It works just the same. I started already. I inked the edges, and if you don't have a distressed ink, which I understand some can't get a hold of it, you can use a marker, you can use watercolors, and just do them around the edges. Watercolored pencils would work, and after you draw your line, just take your paintbrush with water and drag it through there and it'll smear it out. But I've started collaging it, and I know what I want to do because I didn't want to make this 4 hours long, which we all know sometimes when you're doing a page it can turn into a long process. So I have my idea down. This is just music paper from a book I got at Goodwill. This is some copy dyed paper, and this is a book from a Russian book, so a little something different. I tore out of another book that like I said, Goodwill. I don't tear apart books that I've bought full price. It's some flowers, and I'm just going to put my glue on the back. And it's going to go right here. And I know there's a little bit of the white paper that's showing here, but I'm okay with that. Should have inked my edges. And then I have another piece of a book page right here, and it's going to go right in here. And to collage, I'll show you the glue I use. It is a Scotch glue stick. I buy them off Amazon. You can get glue at the Dollar Tree. I forget the name of it. But when I do use a glue stick, I have, once again, an old book I got from Goodwill or a local thrift shop, and I just glue on here. And when this page is all sticky, I fold it over, and I use those pages to make pockets and whatnot with. So, but this is going to show you how to do a mixed media page, like I said, with just using stuff that you're going to have around your house. Easter's coming. Why do I talk about Easter? Leftover Easter egg dye from last year is what I dyed this paper with. All the colors turned out absolutely beautiful. This is just a piece of stationery paper I found laying in my drawer, and I'm like, oh, our March mixed media page can, deal with flowers. Flowers are, spring's coming, so I decided to go the flower theme. And I'm going to stick that right there, maybe. And I try, it doesn't always work, but I try to make my edges even. It's just more aesthetically pleasing. So there's that. And then I have a piece of lace that I'm going to put at the bottom. but I'm only going to glue the ends of the lace and a couple dots at the very bottom. So it'd be kind of like a little pocket, and I have an idea for a pocket to put in there. One that you fold and make. Do it with a 6.5 by 6.5, 8.5 by 8.5 piece of paper. Once again, something everybody has around their house. You can even take a magazine, a page out of a magazine, and cut it down to size and use that. This pocket is a cute little pocket. So to glue fabric and lace, I use Fabri-Tac. I'm just going to glue that down there. And then cut off the end. It's even. This little piece right here, I'm going to save because I'm going to put it on one of the tags I'm going to make to go in this pocket. Now before I do the pocket though, I want to do some dimensional on here. This you can't get at Dollar Tree. I think I got this at Michael's, but there is a recipe floating around to make this, and from what I understand it works just as well. This is like a texture paste. So I'm going to take this stencil, and it's circles. I thought it would be cute. And I'm not going to do the whole stencil, but you just put a little bit on here, hold it down well, and just go like this. Try not to lift the stencil because it will get underneath it. And you can put it on as thick or as thin as you want. This I have found is pliable once it dries. So when your page gets bent, it's not going to crack. And it's white. What's really nice about this is you can put acrylic paint in it and color it any color you want. Or what I'm going to show you after I dry this is you can take stamps, not stamps, stamp pads I should say, and see, I messed this one up a little bit, but that's okay. You can take stamp pads and a paintbrush and a little bit of water and paint them that way. And if you do that, you can do multicolors on the same little circle. If you're doing it with flowers, you can make the tips of the flower petals darker. It's very simple to do. And this wipes up. Let me show you. This wipes up with just a baby wipe, damp paper towel. So it's very forgiving. Throw that on my floor. Make sure you keep it covered when you're not using it because it does dry out. I usually put it in this little dish when I want to mix it with colors, with paint. So of course I don't want to make the whole thing the same color. So there's that. Now to get this to dry quickly, sorry. It will dry overnight, but I want to finish this quick today, so I want to get it dry enough so I can paint it a little bit and show you how that works. So let's take a heat gun, and I have found you don't want to get too close. See, it just bubbled because I got too close. Whoop. Now I'm going to set this off to the side and let it cool off, and it's probably not dry enough to paint yet. But I want to show you the pocket I was talking about. So you take an 8.5 sheet, or 6.5 by 6.5, or 8.5 by 8.5 sheet of paper, whatever dimensions you want, as long as it's a square, and you fold it. I have directions over here. And you want to fold it in half and crease it really good. And if you notice, these papers are the same color, so it'll have a uniform look. And then you want to take this side and bring it up. And you're going to take this corner and match it. It's not an exact measurement, but I try not to get this to fold. And then you fold this over. So it looks like that. So let me recap. You've taken your square of paper and you fold it in half. Then you bring your points up and score it really well. Now here's how the pocket gets formed. And you're going to take this tab and you're going to stick it down in here. Just like that. Get everything to lay down. And now you have a cute pocket. You can leave this flap up, or you can turn it back like that if you don't like the way that flap looks. I think I'm going to turn it back like that and glue it down, because that'll give me another pocket. And I lost my glue stick. And I'll show you what I mean by it'll give me another pocket when I get it on the page. So this is from a 6.5 by 6.5 inch piece of paper. And this other one is from 8.5 by 8.5 sheet of paper. So it's so simple to do. I imagine you could go bigger or smaller. So that's that. I'm going to attempt to color these up real quick. I bought this pack of stamp pads from Amazon. Any stamp pad would work. Watercolor paints from the Dollar Tree would work also. Oh, my water. So I'm going to start with the green. I'm going to use green and purples. And this purple. And then this yellow. Oh. Oh my goodness. Am I making a mess? And then I just have a rag here on my desk. But then I'm going to make sure I'm in frame. I wet my paintbrush and just put it on the top of that. See? Just give it a little. And it's still the modeling paste. My modeling paste is still damp, but that's okay. I think it'll work just fine. We'll find out, won't we? So that's all you do. That's all I do when I paint with my stamp pads. Yep. And then you can go and see, you can put some darker on it. Make smiley faces if you want. But that's how you paint with the stamp pad. Let me see. Yep. It's just lightly painted. Gives it a little dimension. And it's definitely mixed media. I probably finish painting the rest of these once it's dry. So you get the idea of that. Let me put this away. And I want to show you how you can quickly make tags with just using cardstock and just book pages, stuff out of magazines, stamps, or not stamps, stickers. So this is just a piece of cardstock. It's not even a heavyweight cardstock, but it's green and I thought it would go good with my page. I'm cutting a 2.5-inch strip, and then I'm going to cut that strip in half at 4 1/4. So I have 2 tags here. Well, they're not tags yet. I one day was tired of having my tag corners uneven, so I made some tags and fussy cut them and made my corners so they're even. So I'm just gonna clip those off. And there you have 2 tags. And those 2 tags will end up going in the pocket I made. This is just, in my book, a piece of paper. It hasn't become a tag yet because it's not decorated. So you want to add some interest to it. I tear a lot of my papers. I just received a tear ruler that's wavy, and it's okay if you want wavy. I like this effect, just the rough edges. So this is just a plain ruler, and I just lay it down, press firmly, and just rip. Very easy to do. So once again, and then I have that. I'm going to turn it around because if the piece you're ripping with, if it's longer, it's easier to rip. So I think I'm going to set that right there. And I'm just going to ink it up some. And then, oh, that's perfect. I'm going to rip this. And I'm going to set that on there. And what's really great is if you're ripping your paper, if it's uneven, it's ripped. If you cut it and it's uneven, you can definitely tell it's completely uneven. So that's a little trick I've learned. So I have that. Okay, let me glue that down. When I'm gluing paper on paper, I like my glue stick, but when I'm doing fabric to paper. I like my fabric tack. So glue that there. Oops, wrong side. And then glue this. I'm going to put that at the bottom of the tag. And then I am going to, I think I'm going to put that flower down there. Now I have found with these heavier stickers from Dollar Tree or wherever you get them, if you don't glue them, they move. Even these, if you don't put a little glue on the back, they end up moving when they get mailed. We all know our postal system. It's really rough. So just a little bit of glue in the center. I might even offset it a little bit. Okay, now the top of this tag is very plain. So I have leftover piece of ribbon. That's not quite long enough. But I could have taken this ribbon. See, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to put it down at the bottom. See, it's gone from a plain tag to some decorations on it. What to put on the top? I am going to fussy cut real quick. See, I was supposed to have this all planned out, but of course I don't. I'll fussy cut this. I think these are crocuses. Oops, sorry. I'm going to put that flower right there, and I need something behind it. Oh, I kind of like that. And this paper, I got this 20 plus years ago in Okinawa when my husband and I were stationed there. So it's very soft and willowy and just fun to work with. Hard to rip though. Yep, that's going to work. A little bit of glue. And then I'll put some glue on the back of the flower. I don't know why this thing of glue has strings on it. And take a pearl. And I think I'm going to put a pearl right there, and I'll put one in the center and one right there. You just drop them on the glue. And they don't even have to be the same size pearls, because I'm going to put a really small one in the center. Just gives it a little bit more dimension. Okay, it's glued to my finger. And there you have a tag. Now, if I would have put this up top, I probably would have left it like that, but it was missing something up top. So there's a tag. We get my page. It's not quite dry, but my thought, so it's mixed media right now. I have paper, I have modeling paste, I have lace, I have stickers, I have this cute little pocket that I'm going to glue right down here, and my tag will go in it. So when I glue it, I have a pocket there, I have a pocket there, and then I'll have a pocket on the back. Just put some glue down your sides and at the bottom. Find your pin. I know people complain they can never get the pin in the glue. My complaint is I can never find the pin. It always gets lost on my desk. So I'm going to put that right there. Looks like a little flower pot with these flowers over here. And my tag will go in. That one's a little big. Oh, it's not. My tag will go in as soon as it's dry. And then if you have smaller tags you want to put in, you can put them down here on the lace because I didn't glue the top part of the lace down. So that is a real quick mixed media journal page. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be seeing you around later. Have a great time creating and crafting.